Hey everyone, it's Rena, and today we are starting our new series of one hairstyle and three textures. So, we are going to be working with straight hair for the first one, wavy hair, and curly hair. So, like my kind of curly type hair, and seeing what each hairstyle would look like with those different hair textures. So, let's get into it. All right, so this is today's model. Her name is, I honestly can't remember. Kenzie. Yes, this is Kenzie. Okay. So Kenzie's hairstyle today is just rocking with a simple pigtail kind of hairstyle. So I'm using the presets that are given to us in the new update of Vroid Studios. So I'm going to see what this hairstyle would look like if you were to have wavy hair versus curly hair. All right, she's bald. Let's go in for the base hair. We're gonna start editing hair. I want a side part. In this series, I am using my drawing tablet. I'm not gonna make my life a lot harder. I'm just gonna make it a little bit easier for myself, and I'm gonna use a drawing tablet. So we're gonna start with a freehand group. Let's change the height to like that. So 0.1. Can you see it? Am I in the way again? I'm always in the way. I am sorry. There we go. Always in your way. Basically, you just want it to map her head, especially the back. We don't really care too much about the front. So something like that. So you want it to be, you don't care about this section because you're not really going too much into there. You probably, if you, anything, you're probably add baby hairs into that area. You just want it to be really close to the scalp. So we are going to use the freehand group. We're going to draw a line of where we want the part to be. This line is not really important or significant to the final hair look. We just kind of want an idea of where the rest of the hair is going to fall. So I forgot to adjust the thickness. I'm just going to make this really thin. Sorry. So I don't have to look at you like that. Okay, so this looks really, really funny. Like a baby face and then like that one little curl hair. Okay, so I kind of wanted more like an S shape at the front or a C shape. I don't know what the hell this kind of shaping is called, but that kind of look. In the back here, it looks like it's disappearing, and that's because there's not as many points in the back as there is at the top. But that's not important. We just need to know where we are making our hair gather. Okay, so for hair thickness, you don't want it to be super thick. Do they do that thing in this one? Yes, no, maybe. Oh, okay. Well, we don't get to see what the hair looks like. Is that not a thing for this? Cool, love this for me. So awesome. See, like, these are the things that I look at from the old one and then from the new one, because like before you would have like a little display up here of how the hair is structured. I don't know what that's, how thick that is. I don't know. I have to just do it. Ooh, girl, yeah. Too long and thick. I'm gonna make it more of a point too. We're gonna change the structure of this. Drop that. Yeah, that could kind of, yeah, okay. Okay, well, I got, oh, can we, can we not make it so? So I remember from the other one, oh, this is different. Different. Let's go. Wow, did I not change that? Didn't I change that? What the hell? Gotta change every single one of those? Damn. Let me just draw one more. Yeah, okay. Now we're gonna just delete this one because I don't know who the hell told you to change your structure back. So whenever the hair is gathering into a ponytail, you don't have to make it as thin as this. I'm just trying to figure out for since it's not giving me a display of what the hair looks like, more trial and error that I really would like it to be. So in the front, I would strongly recommend doing more of like a thinner, smaller, kind of like I did in that one video like ages ago. Okay, so now that we have the base of the hair, I just removed the pigtails itself just so I can actually get an idea of where it's falling. Clearly they do the same method as well when they were making this hair. That's why you're seeing these little strands here. If you recall, we made a second freehand group. Originally it was by accident, but I'm going to actually use it with a purpose. Oh, also with this back half section here, you can also always pull the hair more towards the center. So if you want to fix that up, you can do that too. And if you feel like you're missing some strands of hair, just add more strands to fill the gaps. So now that we have this, we're going to have a few little loose hairs. So if you are doing wavy hair, we would have some loose hairs. And these are just like little thin hairs that you're going to draw in. So tiny, then this is how you like preset your parameters. I don't know. We're gonna draw in one coming in from here. Wow, I did not need it to be that big. Let's change the structural component. Now let's work with the wavy hair. So wavy hair, we're gonna still follow along with the structural component of this. I don't know if we're gonna make it as long because I'm not trying to be here all day, just a tad bit past shoulder length. So let's change the height. So scroll down till you see guide parameters. We're gonna bring it to a 4.4 maybe. What that does is just adds more points to work with. So once you've got your mesh to your desired height, you're going to want to mold your mesh into your desired shape. So because I was doing wavy hair, I was making kind of like an S kind of shape, and I want that shape to transfer also in the back of the hair. So you can't just do the sides and expect it to look good. You need to also do the back. I found it easiest to work with 3 to 4 strands and just kind of make it either half the length or close to full length and then stretch it out at the end. It's just easier to work with due to the minimal amount of points that you have to move. So if you were to do it, just beware if you do too many points, like if you extend it too far, you have a lot more points to work with and it takes a lot longer to do and a little bit harder to move, but you have more access to like the detail of how you want the hair to look. As you can see, I'll point out here that it's kind of straight in that area, and that's because I don't have many points to work with. But if you have a little bit of points, it's a little bit easier, but then you will have like a lot more of these straight ends. Yeah, and then I created a second layer of the pigtails. So this is me just molding the mesh once again. I'm just trying to make sure that there is some depth into the hair as well as volume, so it doesn't look like she's just came out of the shower and she's a wet rat. So that's basically all I did in that point. Oh, this is some video footage this is not the current hair that I was just working on, and if you're wondering why it looks kind of different, but this is me just creating some little baby hairs, kind of wispy bits at the front of the hair. So for this point, I just kind of tried to make it as thin as possible, and then I wanted it to come out from the hairline and kind of just trace down, as you saw my mouse do just then, but I forgot I put it on invisible, so that's why it didn't show up. And bam, there it is. So as I did this, I originally thought maybe having like 2 long pieces at the front would look nice, but then I ended up going into having, I think, 4 shorter pieces, and got rid of those 2 long pieces completely. I was still trying to figure out the shaping of the hair, just because we don't no longer have that feedback, so it was a little harder for me to get used to after using something for so long, and this thing keeps changing the sizing of the hair. It was killing me. It was killing me. But yes, that's what I ended up with, those 4 little wispy bits. I think there's actually a 5th one on the side of, yeah, right there, and that's basically all I added for that, and I kind of just scrapped those pigtails. Here I just decided that I wanted to fill in that gap a little bit more so she didn't have so much of a huge deep part. I just wanted to make it look a little bit more realistic. Once again, you can use the hair base that they gave you originally, but I just wanted the character to actually have a part line, make it look more realistic. So this is me making the curly hair. I basically followed the same method. I just kept the hair a bit shorter, and then just you play around with the twist strength and then just stretch them out. This one I only added the 1 layer just to keep it simple, and then I just changed the actual texture because it is 3 textures in one style. I mean, I definitely should have changed the texture of the wavy hair, but I mean, like, I just changed the structural component of it. People who have wavy hair generally has fairly straight-ish kind of hair, so I didn't know how much to change. So it's kind of a lie in this 3 texture thing, but you know, maybe next one I'll actually change the texture of the wavy hair and see what we got here. So this is just me changing the actual texture to more of a curly type, and I didn't realize the thing that I selected all of them. I was just trying to figure out how to change the alpha lock into the same hair color, so I just changed it to gray, and look at that, it's already looking great. So the only thing I had to change left was the structural component of the curve, so meaning that the end point there, I just made that wider, and then just increased the volume and light. Okay, so here's just a recap of what we did and covered in this video. So this is the original basically straight-haired design that we were going from, and then we created our own 2 other textures. So then we created our 2 other textures. I probably didn't include this one. This was originally my first one, which was supposed to be like wavy hair, but when I did wavy hair again, this is the result of the wavy hair. So if you wanted it to be as long as the original straight haired texture, obviously you just make the points longer, extend the height. That's over here, and that would make this longer, and then you kind of just make that wavy S-wave kind of look to it. Next would be the curly hair. This would be the curly hair minus the front. Oh yeah, I also did not show you the full effect of what that is. We also got rid of this little front bang situation. I'm just going to keep this little thing here because I'm too lazy to change that. Yeah, same thing. So yeah, we created our own base. So the part for the curly hair, it's the same concept, just doing 3. If you are finding that this is not full enough just based on the head position like this, I kept it just having 3 and not a second layer, but you can definitely do a second layer coming out, and it probably would look best if you got rid of this and then made these little curls here shorter and thinner, so kind of like how this part's like thin and short. You don't want these parts to come out long, because when you do have curly hair, you're more than likely not going to have too many straight wispy bits. I have like a few in my actual hair that randomly occur. I get this actual alfalfa look all the time in my actual hair all the time. No matter how curly my hair is, there's one little alfalfa hair that's kind of sticks up. I don't know. It's been like that since I was a child. So yeah, it's pretty much all the hair styles that we are covering for today's video. So that is 3 textures, 1 style. Sorry. As I was working through this, you probably saw some of the things I got frustrated with. First one was every single time you create a new, I don't really like, I like it at the same time because of just doing this type of video, the 3 textures, 1 style. I can easily switch between the different textures and they're saved in their own exact category, different specific categories, which is kind of cool. But my biggest gripe is when you are adding a new hair, like saving all of these textures over and over again is really redundant. As you can see, this list is growing very fast and rapidly, and that, like, I think that's kind of like a waste of space. I don't like when you are changing the texture of hair. So if I were to add a new hair, there in the old one you would see like a little image of what the hair would look like as you change the wave, the curl, the curve. But with this one, you don't get any feedback, so it's kind of like extreme trial and error. That's like my biggest gripe with this new software update. Also, every single time you touch one of these groups here, and then you go back to your current active group, and then you click on the draw, for some reason it really likes to change the parameters that you had just set for the drawing. So like you just change the curl. So for instance, the wave for this group should not be set to this curve, but because when you set the curve of this, it's thinking that the curve of this is going to be just set to this one standard one, and each individual hair is really slow. There we go. See, now the curve is different. But when you click on the category itself, oh my god, the lag. It sets the category to be that one standardized curl. These are just like little bits of things that you'll notice as you work with the software that's kind of a little aggravating. Things that I don't know why they changed. There was nothing wrong with the old one on that, especially the whole adding an image of what it would look like. I wonder if it has to do with optimization. That's why they took that out. But it was a huge plus to having that little image of what the hair would look like up there. But anyways, that's it for today's video. I will see you in the next one. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.